What if I told you Diddy's biggest secrets are finally coming out, and Young Miami has the receipts to prove it? This isn't just celebrity gossip. This could destroy his entire legacy. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will shock you. Women are beginning to recognize that men are far more observant than they once believed. For a long time, there was an assumption, sometimes subtle, sometimes loudly spoken, that men operated on a surface level, drawn primarily to physical beauty and not much else. But the landscape has shifted. Men are not only looking, they are paying attention, and they are analyzing. They are noticing the details, the inconsistencies, and the way a person carries herself beyond a pretty face. Today, attraction alone no longer guarantees a man's interest or commitment. Character, depth, and substance have become essential factors in sustaining meaningful connections. This shift speaks to something larger than just dating. It reflects a cultural moment where superficiality is losing its power. The days when a woman could rely exclusively on her appearance to draw men in and keep them there are fading. Beauty still matters, of course, but beauty alone no longer has the same staying power it once did. Men, especially those who are ambitious and focused, are seeking women who bring more to the table. Emotional intelligence, ambition, values, and consistency are the qualities that now separate fleeting encounters from lasting relationships. The popular sugar baby lifestyle, which was once glamorized as a pathway to luxury and financial stability, has lost some of its appeal in the eyes of many men. The very idea that someone can thrive by attaching themselves to wealth and status, without bringing depth or purpose of their own, is increasingly seen as shallow and unsustainable. Men today are far less willing to invest in women who appear to be coasting on looks or material gain. This isn't to say men don't enjoy beauty and fun, they always have and always will, but there's a clear recognition that these qualities by themselves cannot sustain trust, loyalty, or long-term interest. Consider how quickly the internet exposes inauthentic behavior. One moment, someone may make bold claims about their preferences, desires, or lifestyle choices. The next, under public pressure or backlash, they retract their statements, showing inconsistency that chips away at credibility. Men are taking note of this pattern. They are not just entertained by the drama, they are learning from it. They are realizing that words without alignment to values or actions are empty. For many men, this is a red flag that beauty can't conceal. This cultural awareness is powerful because it creates accountability. When men observe women retracting controversial admissions, say, declaring something unapologetically one day, only to backtrack when criticism mounts, it signals a lack of self-awareness or integrity. Men are not just watching what women say, they are paying attention to whether women stand firmly by their choices, whether they act consistently, and whether their lives reflect authenticity. The message is clear: you cannot build respect on shaky ground. Authenticity, more than anything, has become the currency of modern relationships. In a world oversaturated with curated images, edited lives, and performative behavior, authenticity shines through as rare and valuable. Men want to connect with women who know who they are, who are not afraid to own their choices, and who demonstrate values that align with their words. The more authentic a woman is, the more she commands respect, not just admiration for her looks, but genuine appreciation for her character. It's also worth noting that this new attentiveness is not limited to romantic interest. Men are extending this discernment to friendships, professional networks, and community circles. The era of being dazzled by appearances has given way to a more critical, thoughtful evaluation of people's behavior. Who follows through on their promises? Who demonstrates resilience during challenges? Who treats others with respect when the spotlight isn't on them? These are the questions men are quietly asking as they watch evolution. This evolution challenges women to rise beyond the old narratives of attraction. It encourages them to cultivate depth, self-respect, and clarity in who they are and what they want. Relying on fleeting beauty or superficial charm may draw initial attention, but sustaining it requires qualities that inspire trust and admiration. Intelligence, humor, kindness, and integrity. These are the qualities that endure when the novelty of physical attraction wears off. The larger truth here is that relationships, romantic or otherwise, are becoming more intentional. Men and women alike are realizing that substance is the foundation of anything meaningful. The social currency of being associated with fame, wealth, or controversial behavior is weakening. What people crave now is stability, alignment, and honesty. This shift doesn't mean attraction is unimportant, but it does mean that attraction must be supported by something real if it's going to last. Think about it. When someone builds their reputation on shallow choices, the public and men in particular notice how quickly those choices unravel under scrutiny. A lifestyle centered on shock value, attention, or temporary luxury may create noise, but it rarely creates respect. Men have grown tired of this cycle. They no longer see it as glamorous. They see it as predictable, even draining. What captivates men today is not the woman who lives for drama, but the woman who carries herself with grace, confidence, and self-awareness. This doesn't mean perfection is required. In fact, part of authenticity is the willingness to admit flaws, to own mistakes, and to grow from them. Men respect women who are honest about who they are and what they want, even if it doesn't align with everyone's expectations. What matters most is consistency, the ability to show up as the same person in private as in public, to stand firm in one's truth regardless of outside pressure. In many ways, this moment is a call to maturity on both sides. Women are realizing that they cannot coast on looks alone, and men are realizing they cannot pursue relationships on shallow terms. Both are being pushed to raise their standards, to prioritize qualities that actually build trust, and to see through the illusions of image-based lifestyles. It is a shift that may feel uncomfortable for some, but it ultimately elevates the quality of connections we are all capable of building. So what does this mean for women today? It means embracing a new kind of power, the power of substance. It means investing in personal growth, developing skills, and aligning actions with values. It means recognizing that beauty may open doors, but character keeps them open. The women who thrive in this new reality are not those who chase attention or live for clout, but those who embody authenticity, self-awareness, and consistency in every area of life. Men are paying attention, yes, but not in the old, surface-level ways. They are paying attention to see if a woman's words match her actions, if her beauty reflects her character, and if her presence adds value to their lives. That is what stands out in today's world, and that is what endures long after the initial spark of attraction fades.
I believe what he paid for.
What do you mean by what he paid for? Oh, you mean the 30? Okay, you talking about the settlement that happened the next day.
Right.
So everything that was in the lawsuit.
I don't know all the things that were said, but you're not gonna pay for nothing that you didn't do. So whatever he paid for in that lawsuit, I believe.
You know, in the paperwork, it says that he was addicted to painkillers and ecstasy. Have you ever seen anything like that, or when you were around him?
I knew he was addicted to painkillers, because after that that incident with Kim, he used to have this little white guy he used to meet, or he would have the drivers go get the pills that he was addicted to from this little white guy who was selling him them opioids.
Why do you think it took so long for people to come out and say something?
Like I said before, I don't think it took so long. It took somebody with celebrity status who had a legal team that was willing to go to war for her in order to get some justice for her in a compensation matter in a civil suit. I believe that there's a lot of guys, a lot of people in that industry that have done things, and people can't get lawyers to go to bat for them.
Yeah, there's been a long list of other celebrities since this happened that it came out, and a lot of other celebrities started to get sued. You know, what do you think about that list? And, you know, is there anything there that you've heard about?
Well, I've heard about a couple of things, but you got to realize is that it's what they can prove. You know, like with this Weinstein thing, you know, Weinstein, just take Jimmy Iovine for example. Jimmy Iovine got a lawsuit, but you don't see it on the news. Why? Why you don't see it on the news? People have been coming out saying things that he did to them, but because his publicists and the people that be is not allowing that to go down on him. Puff did some things to some powerful people that they're calling in their friends and everything, and everybody's taking their hands off of him. So now he's no longer the altar boy, and he's not in their club anymore. Did you hear him on Jimmy Kimmel? He said, yo, I thought we was friends.
Rumors are swirling that Diddy has been laying low in Miami. But the silence isn't stopping the flood of stories spilling onto the streets. Social media is buzzing with speculation, and every platform from blogs to gossip forums is amplifying the noise. Young Miami, in particular, isn't holding back. She's stepping forward with evidence in hand, ready to put certain truths on display. As whispers turn into headlines, Diddy's inner circle is scrambling to manage the fallout. Though their response may come too late. What's unfolding isn't just another celebrity headline, it's a case study in how quickly private matters can unravel once the internet takes hold. The coming weeks promise more revelations, and if history is any guide, the public won't stop watching until every last detail has been dissected.
They had gave a party on New Year's Eve at Madam C.J. Walker's house, right, in her mansion. And I had my girl, her friend, and it was a big party, New Year's Eve party. I went looking for my girl, and I couldn't find her nowhere. It was crazy. And I'm going in bathrooms, I'm knocking down doors, I'm going through every door in the house, opening doors, people in there, in situations, drinking, the whole 9 yards. I even go outside, it's cold. I'm looking at people's cars, I'm looking at cars and everything like that. Then I finally just go to my car, and she was in there asleep with her girlfriend. You understand? I was wondering what happened. And she said that she was drinking champagne and all of a sudden she got dizzy. So she went to the car. She made it to the car. So I knew those people who was at that party, somebody had the champagne or the orange juice or something. Cause my girl was in the car asleep. Her and her girlfriend, knocked out. And they hadn't been at the party for an hour or two. So it's a possibility that happens a lot, that happen to people.
You know, everything that's happened, it came out and all these allegations, you know, where do you see things going from here with Puff? Do you think he's ever going to be able to recover? Do you think he's going to ever get the trust of people again? You know, a lot of people still don't believe it. A lot of people are still like, you know, riding with Puff at this time.
Well, that's okay. And I believe that he may have an opportunity once he gets off the drugs, once he cleans himself up, he may have something to offer. But until he decides that he's not going to be an addict no more and addicted to the lifestyle that he is and he was used to, ain't no insurance company, ain't no company, or nobody going to ever deal with him. Because now he's a liability.
One thing I've seen a lot of people say was they want to hear from Young Miami.
She's standing by her man. That's what she said, right? I'm standing by my man.
Did she say that? I must have missed it.
Yeah, I think she said that when they was over in London, that she's standing by her man.
That's crazy. I mean, you know, he might not be treating her like that.
I don't know. It's different when a lady says she like to be on and she dealing with somebody. That came out her mouth.
Right, I remember.
So you ain't gonna give her what she like?
So she might be actually into all this stuff, or not, you know, not all of it, but some of the stuff that
may not bother her.
It might not bother her, and she might actually like it.
She can go get her Birkin bag the next day.
So to kind of take it back a little bit before we get out of here, you know, the night the Big passes away, Mason recently came out and said that there was a bunch of bloods outside of his hallway at the hotel. Is there anything to that, or did you say anything like that?
Well, when I got there, it was a few people there that could have been bloods. They had red on and stuff like that, but it wasn't no 70 dudes. When I got there, what Mace saw, I don't know what he saw, but it's 2 occasions I went and got Mace. One time he was in the, I think the Century Club in Cali. During that time, I got him out the Century Club. And then early that morning, when Puff had got on a plane and left Mace, we went and got him and let him meet some dudes from Black Hands. We went and got Mace. Mace came down, went to his car, and he got up out of there.
Do you know who was in there or what was going on, or?
Bruh, when I was traveling with Black Hands, that's the Black Gorilla family. And Black Hands.
Whispers of Diddy's quiet stay in Miami have set the internet ablaze. With rumors spreading faster than his team can contain them, social media platforms are alive with speculation, and gossip blogs are dissecting every angle. Young Miami has stepped into the spotlight with proof in hand, ready to uncover what she knows, and she isn't pulling punches. All signs suggest that July could be the breaking point for this scandal, as insiders hint at growing tension behind the scenes. At the heart of it lies a turbulent relationship that's been marked by highs and lows. Reports suggest that Young Miami's patience has worn thin after repeated conflicts and suspicions of infidelity. What began as a passionate bond often turned volatile, with cycles of affection followed by drama. Sources even claim financial disputes have added fuel to the fire, painting a picture of a dynamic far more complicated than it once appeared. The question now isn't just what Young Miami will reveal, it's how much longer the public can expect Diddy's carefully crafted image to hold.
A black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You understand? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now, and that he has shown by being Brother Love, I couldn't imagine that the police would be raiding him for sex trafficking? Nah, bruh. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, you know, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him.
For young Miami, the message was unmistakable. Securing the bag was not just an option, it was a necessity. The world she moves in is one where reputation is everything, where attention translates into power, and where silence can sometimes cost more than speaking up. She wasn't about to sit quietly while Diddy flaunted his own victories and maintained his grip on influence. To do so would have left her looking powerless, even foolish, in the eyes of fans and critics alike. Instead, she chose to lean into the chaos, recognizing that in the modern celebrity ecosystem, clout is a currency as valuable as cash. This isn't just about pettiness or drama, it's about strategy. Young Miami understands the mechanics of visibility in an era driven by social media. In a digital landscape where narratives shift by the hour, controlling the conversation is often more valuable than avoiding it. By putting Diddy on blast, she positioned herself not as a passive figure in his orbit, but as an active player writing her own story. Attention means headlines. Headlines mean influence. And influence means leverage. And make no mistake, the timing was deliberate. Reports suggest that young Miami has been holding on to certain truths, keeping them close, waiting for the right moment to strike. In celebrity culture, information can be weaponized. A scandal revealed too early can burn out quickly, leaving little lasting impact. But a scandal revealed at just the right moment, that has the potential to dominate conversations for weeks, to destabilize reputations, and to shift power dynamics entirely. The public may see this as just another round of celebrity drama, but the undercurrents run much deeper. Young Miami's actions highlight the way women in the industry are increasingly refusing to remain silent or sidelined. Instead of letting rumors or speculation define her, she has chosen to define the narrative herself. That choice carries risk because once secrets are revealed, there's no taking them back, but it also carries immense potential reward. Think of how this unfolds like a chess game. Each move has consequences, and each revelation sets the stage for the next. Diddy, a figure long seen as untouchable, has built his empire on influence, money, and an aura of invincibility. But the stronger the image, the more dramatic the fall when cracks begin to show. Young Miami holding on to explosive details isn't just gossip, it's leverage. And leverage, when used correctly, can topple even the most fortified positions. If and when these revelations come to light, the fallout will almost certainly ripple far beyond just the two of them. Celebrity scandals rarely remain contained. They expand, drawing in friends, associates, fans, and critics. They ignite debates online, create endless streams of content for blogs and media outlets, and often lead to public reckonings that shift how people perceive both the accused and the accuser. In this case, the drama won't just rattle headlines, it could reshape the public's understanding of both Diddy and young Miami. What makes this particularly compelling is the larger cultural moment it speaks to. We live in a time when secrets don't stay buried, when the internet has an insatiable appetite for tea, and when exposure is often more powerful than silence. For celebrities, that means managing not just their careers, but their narratives. For young Miami, this isn't just about clout for clout's sake, it's about agency. By speaking up, she ensures she isn't written out of the story or reduced to a footnote in Diddy's saga. But with agency comes risk. Once details are made public, she loses some control over how they are spun. The same internet that rewards exposure can also turn on those who share too much or appear opportunistic. This is why her timing and strategy matter so much. To hold information is to hold power, but to reveal it prematurely is to risk squandering its impact. She seems to understand this balance, which is why she's been careful, calculated, and deliberate about what she says and when she says it. The psychology behind all of this is worth noting too. When someone feels overshadowed in a relationship, romantic or professional, they often seek ways to reclaim their sense of importance. In young Miami's case, putting Diddy in the hot seat allows her to remind the world that she is not just a supporting character in his story. She is her own force, capable of shaping narratives and commanding attention in her own right. For a woman navigating the cutthroat world of entertainment, this is not just about revenge, it's about survival. As we look ahead, the stage is undeniably set. The curtain hasn't fully lifted yet, but when it does, the drama will likely be impossible to ignore. If young Miami truly has the kind of explosive information she's rumored to hold, then we're looking at more than just temporary entertainment. We're looking at a possible cultural moment, one that forces fans, critics, and the industry itself to reevaluate not only Diddy's image but also the power dynamics that have long defined celebrity relationships. And that's what makes this more than gossip. This is about influence, timing, and the way power is negotiated in the public eye. For young Miami, calling Diddy out is not just about embarrassing him or scoring clout points, it's about positioning herself as a woman who refuses to be silenced, a woman who refuses to be minimized, and a woman who understands the game well enough to play it to her advantage. Whether the public sides with her, questions her motives, or simply enjoys the spectacle, the truth is this: young Miami has ensured that she will not be ignored. In an industry where visibility is everything, that alone is a victory. The real question now is not whether Diddy will feel the heat he already does, but how long he can withstand it before the weight of revelation forces his image to crumble. Because once the tea starts pouring, there's no putting it back in the cup. And when that happens, chaos isn't just likely, it's inevitable. When it comes to betrayal, nothing cuts deeper than a woman scorned, and young Miami hasn't forgotten a single detail. Every broken promise, every hidden truth, it's all been stored away like fuel, waiting for the fire. Diddy may have carried himself as though he couldn't be touched, but now the ground beneath him is starting to shake. The streets are buzzing, the drama is unfolding, and the tea is hotter than ever. For too long, the narrative was written on Diddy's terms. He was the mogul, the legend, the untouchable figure who dictated the flow of the industry while others simply danced to the beat he created. But time has a way of rewriting stories. And the power that once seemed so absolute is beginning to crack under the weight of his choices. Young Miami isn't just stepping into the spotlight, she's reclaiming her voice, one revelation at a time. What makes her stance so striking is the precision of it. This isn't reckless gossip or fleeting anger, it's calculated. It's intentional. And it's the type of energy that comes from someone who has been quiet for far too long. Every look, every side comment, every social media post layered with meaning, it all speaks to a woman who knows exactly what she's doing. She understands that silence often protects the wrong people. And now, she's done being silent. The industry itself is watching closely. After all, when the truth starts to spill, it doesn't just affect two people, it shakes the entire foundation. The whispers in studios, the nervous energy in boardrooms, the careful statements drafted behind the scenes, it's all proof that the storm young Miami is brewing has the potential to touch more than just Diddy. It's about the system that enabled him, the enablers who looked the other way, and the image of invincibility that is suddenly crumbling. Fans, too, are locked in. Social media timelines light up every time her name is mentioned in the same sentence as his. Memes are made, think pieces are written, and debates rage in the comments. Some are stunned at her boldness. Others cheer her on with the kind of loyalty that only comes when someone speaks the truth everyone else is too afraid to say. The cultural pulse is clear. People are ready to see the powerful held accountable, and they're more than ready to hear what young Miami has to reveal. What makes this moment so compelling is the human emotion beneath it all. Strip away the fame, the money, the headlines, and what you're left with is something universal: betrayal. Broken promises cut deeply, no matter who you are. But when those promises are made in the glare of public attention and then shattered behind closed doors, the sting intensifies. Young Miami carries not only her personal scars but also the weight of knowing her pain was magnified by the spotlight. Now, turning that pain into power makes her story resonate even louder. And let's be clear, this isn't just about revenge. It's about reclamation. It's about a woman refusing to be silenced, no matter how much power her opponent holds. It's about putting an end to the idea that certain men can move through life untouched, leaving damage in their wake without consequence. Young Miami stepping forward sends a message: no matter how untouchable someone may appear, the truth will eventually rise. As for Diddy, if he isn't already sweating, he should be. The empire he built is being tested, not by charts or sales, but by the undeniable weight of the truth. Young Miami isn't moving recklessly. She's moving with the type of conviction that humbles even the most powerful men. And conviction like that doesn't just disappear. It grows, it spreads, it forces people to pay attention. So pour yourself a cup, because this tea isn't just hot, it's scorching. The next round of revelations is about to hit harder than anyone expected. And when it does, the echoes won't just be felt in headlines or gossip blogs. They'll ripple through the industry, through culture, through the very idea of who really holds power and how fragile that power becomes when the truth finally comes to light.